Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Hawthorne High School. First pitch by the Hawthorne Cougars to the visiting Leuzinger Olympians is ball one. And the leadoff batter for the in blue and gray Olympians is center fielder Borodin. We don't have a first name yet, but I will get that to you. Next pitch, looking on the corner for strike one. Count is 1-1 to number 42. The center fielder once again for the Leuzinger Olympians, which recorded their first win of the Bay League 2 days ago. Tuesday, now it is Thursday. And there is a foul ball for strike number 2. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the hurler for the Olympians, for the Cougars, wearing number 23 on his uniform, happens to be the pitcher, obviously, Alex Martinez. Nice name, Alex. By the way, my name is Alex Manila. You're here with Channel 60 Sports, and for the fourth pitch, it is also a foul ball, handled very ably by the head coach, Jeff Hines, in his 4th year for Hawthorne High School, number 25. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. First batter of the first inning here at Hawthorne High School. And Cougars looking to avenge a loss this past Tuesday at Leuzinger. Alex comes through swinging with a curveball, gets the batter swinging for out number 1. Nice bender there by Martinez. And with 1 out here in the top of the first inning, that brings up the third baseman for Leuzinger. He is there. Let's see, third baseman, obviously. Aguilar is his last name, number 48. Martinez gets his sign. He's in a windup, and he delivers. Just misses the knees for ball number 1. And the umpire behind home plate is Mr. Pat Moran. His partner on the bases is Don Davis. The next pitch is grounder to the second baseman. Takes a bad hop off the right arm of the Cougar second baseman. And the Olympians have a base runner. Aguilar is on first base. That brings up Rodriguez for the Olympians. He is their left fielder. Number 45, Rodriguez. I'll get first names for you the next time the Olympians come up to bat. 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Olympians threatening with a base runner on first base. First pitch is a hit and run. Flare to the right side. It is caught by the right fielder. And Aguilar retreats, returns back to first base, or else it would have been a double play. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. That brings up the pitcher for Leuzinger, wearing number 46 on his jersey, Gonzalez. Once again, Martinez doing the pitching for the Cougars. Alex Martinez. He is a senior, and he is batting in the 8th spot for the Cougars. Big, tall right-hander. Bats right-handed as well. He tries a pickoff move, and real close but safe, calls Don Davis, the 8th year official for the South Bay baseball officials here, Southern Section. No count yet to the batter, Gonzalez, and it is a grounder right by the diving third baseman for the Cougars. And Olympians judging, going for third, and he is safe. Number 48 for the Olympians goes in sliding, and that is Aguilar. He advances, and we have timeout. Olympians at the corners. One pitcher thrown to another pitcher. Gonzalez getting the best of it down the left side by an outstretched Cougar diving at third base. 2-out situation here for the Olympians. Number 52 up to bat. That is Pena, first baseman. And he's a name I'm familiar with, Pepe Pena. He received the win this past Tuesday when the Olympians defeated the Cougars. And Martinez checks, throws, and catches the kneecap for a called strike one. Pepe shaking his head, thinking he should have swung, or might have been a tad too low. Let's see what Pena does with the second pitch. Olympians staying put on the corners. No big leads. Martinez delivers, and it is a curveball in the dirt for an even count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Pena playing first base. As I said, he was credited with the victory at Olympian Field. Cougars trying to get a little respect here and try not to be swept by the visiting Olympians. This pitch just misses, a little low, for a count of 2 balls and 1 strike to Pena. Pena, a pretty good hitter in his own rights, batting near the 300 mark. And he is the ace pitcher for the Olympians. Cougars defensively getting ready for a 2 ball, 1 strike offering. It is a short hop. 2 bouncer to the third baseman, spins, throws, and makes the play. Nice play by the third baseman, Bustos, for the Cougars. And that ends the first half inning of play, 0-0. The Olympians strand a couple base runners. And we head into the bottom of the first inning, Olympians 0. Cougars coming up to bat as we take a break. De Leon rounding first base, heading for second base with a stand-up double. First pitch of the ball game. And the Cougars making a lot of noise. And that was a shot by De Leon, Alberto De Leon, a senior center fielder. Bats left-handed, throws left-handed. What a way to get your team pumped up here, fired up and ready to go. Now batting, number 4, Filiberto Cano. He's only a sophomore second baseman. Little guy, looks at a curveball, belt high for a called strike one. And De Leon, prototype of a leadoff batter, quickly gets in scoring position. He leads the team in steals, so look for a swipe. There he goes. Ball's in the dirt. Pitcher throws, catcher throws, and he slides head first. Safe at third base. He slides around the tag. Base umpire Don Davis signals safe. And the Cougars come out aggressive, swinging and stealing. De Leon showing off his blazing speed. Alberto at third base. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike to Cano. Filiberto hits one to right field. It bounces the first base side, and it throws the first base for the out. But the run scores, however. De Leon scores. Cougars draw first blood as they get up on the scoreboard. They break the proverbial shutout 1-0. And nice throw by the right fielder for the Olympians. And that right fielder is Juan Aguilar. The throw, first pitch to number 5 for the Cougars, and number 5 is Jason McCoy. Another little speedster. The catcher calls timeout for the Olympians, trying to get together on the same page. And we have 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. For those of you that just joined us, the Olympians stranded 2 base runners in the top of the first inning. Cougars came out aggressively, swinging at the first pitch. De Leon hit one off the top of the right center field fence. 2 more feet, and it goes over for a home run. McCoy looks, slaps one to the right side. Nice backhand by Pepe for the out. Unassisted, 1 unassisted for out number 2. And as I was saying, Filiberto Cano hit a line drive Grounder to the right side. He was thrown out at first base on the fielder's choice, however. De Leon scores. McCoy is out at first base. First pitch to number 7 for the Cougars is Jesse Maharas, the catcher. 2 outs. He is faced with a 1-strike count. Maharas a pretty good hitter too. He swings at a high fastball. This one's right behind the second base side. Right fielder calls off the second baseman for the out. Number 3. And the Cougars are up on the scoreboard. After 1 complete inning of play, it is the home team Hawthorne Cougars 1, the visiting Olympians 0 as they come up the bat in the top of the 2nd inning. We take a break, and we hope you come back and join Channel 60 with their local high school baseball game of the week. High school hosting the Olympians. Bay League playoff action. Alex Martinez delivers first pitch in the top of the 2nd inning to number 41 of Leuzinger is Juan Aguilar, the right fielder. 4 strike 1. Aguilar looks for a second offering and just misses the outside corner for an even count of 1-1. Juan Aguilar, try not to get him confused with the second batter for the Olympians, Hector Aguilar. He is the third baseman. I'll check and see if there's any relation. 1-1 pitch. Martinez delivers a chopper back to him, that third base side. He delivers and safe at first base. Nice stretch by the Cougars, number 37. That was an exciting stretch by Alfonso Romero, but all goes for naught because Aguilar just barely beat the throw out for an infield single. No error scored on that play. Now number 51 coming up for the Olympians. That should be the catcher, and it is Johnny Mendez. Mendez, compact type of stance there in the right-handed batter's box. Martinez steps off. Aguilar not going. No balls, no strikes to Mendez. Alex Martinez on the hill for the Cougars. Aguilar at first base. Aguilar breaks, pitch out, throw to second base. Maharas throws a strike, and it is caught by the second baseman for the Cougars, Cano, and no attempt to slide, and a tag is recorded for the out. 1 away for Hawthorne High School. On that play, a pitch out. Cougars guessed correct. And it is ball 1 to the catcher for the visiting Leuzinger Olympians. Number 51, Mendez slaps one to right center. If it looks like it's going to be a base hit, and it is. Bounces high. De Leon catches, throws it back in to Cano for a base hit. And that would have been base runners on second and first. However, Jesse Maharas, the catcher for the Cougars, gets credited for the assist, making the first out for the Cougars. And let's see if somebody else wants to test Maharas' strong right arm. I don't think a catcher is going to try to steal against a catcher, but you never know. This pitch is low, ball 1 to the Olympian second baseman, Walter Parada. Parada awaits his second pitch. Martinez throws right there in the wheelhouse, looking for strike number 1. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the 2nd inning. The Leuzinger Olympians in their grays, their traveling grays with royal blue. And Martinez throws in the dirt. Nice stop by Maharas. And I didn't think his counterpart for the Olympians was going to go, but he sure made it look like it. Nice stop by Maharas behind the dish, doing what a great catcher should do. And the pitchers realize that. They appreciate it, and so do the umpires, because they don't get hit. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. And let's see what the Olympians have. Fly ball to the right side. Right fielder under it. Kempt Squeezes it, makes the catch for out number 2. That was a nice catch. Routine, can of corn, as they say in baseball terminology, and that was Gerardo Blanco. Gerardo makes the catch for out number 2, and that brings up the bottom of the lineup for Leuzinger. And that is their shortstop, Carl Van Hook. Van Hook, right-handed batter. Small strike zone. He squats, tries to make it difficult for Martinez to record a strike. High bouncer over Martinez. Shortstop comes up, throws on the run, and guns it for the out. And that was a nice play by number 13 for the Cougars, Dimas Cisneros, only a junior. Nice play. Okay, after 1.5 innings of play, the home team Cougars lead it 1-0. As we wait for the Cougars to come up to bat in the bottom of the 2nd inning, Olympians set to play defense. We'll be right back after these moments. Okay, welcome back to Hawthorne High School. Channel 60 bringing it to you from the campus of Hawthorne High School, and Gerardo Blanco up to bat for the Cougars. And he looks at a breaking ball by number 46, the pitcher for the Leuzinger Olympians, Rene Gonzalez, a lefty. And it is 1 strike. And he committed, and umpire says he went a little too far. That's the home plate umpire, Pat Moran, in his 12th year with the unit. And it is a 2-strike count. Pitcher delivers. It is a little bit high, but not a bad pitch with 2 strikes. Testing the batter, Blanco, if he would commit, swinging at balls out of the strike zone. And the pitch is another high ball. And it looks like Blanco will not be swinging at any piñatas. Count is even at 2-2. And the pitcher gets ready. Rene Gonzalez gets his sign. He winds up and delivers a curveball. Wicked. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 1 away. And Blanco goes down swinging for out number 1. That brings up now number 6. Third baseman for the Cougars. That's Steve Bustos, a junior third baseman. He waits for his first pitch. This one misses, a little bit out of the strike zone. And Gonzalez takes a breather. Bustos also gathers his thoughts. And the 1-ball count. Next pitch to Bustos. Up and away. And a little verbal negative language was just yelled out. I don't think I'm allowed to say that on cable TV. Let's just say it wasn't a nice gesture. And the discipline getting away from the pitcher. As you see, he's kicking the dirt off the mound. That's number 46, Rene Gonzalez. 2 balls. No strikes. To Steve Bustos for the Cougars. Opening up the bottom of the 2nd inning, 1-0 Cougars. Bustos looks at a pitch across the letters. May have been a little high, but close enough, says the umpire. 2 balls and 1 strike count. 1 out, bottom of the 2nd inning. Olympians hanging tough, only trailing by 1. There's the curveball, a bender in there right above the kneecap for a 2-2 count. Gonzalez throws a lot of breaking balls. Little bit of control problems with his fastball. Let's see if he can make it work. Curveball again, check swing to the right side. It tails just inside the line, and Pepe catches it. Unassisted again for another out. There are 2 outs for the Olympians. And Pepe, what I mean is not his last name, but Pepe Peña, the sure-handed first baseman and talented pitcher for the Leuzinger Olympians. Leuzinger has an overall record of 5-12. However, they only recorded their first Bay League win the other day. That gives them a Bay League record of 1-12. The Olympians trying to improve a 3-10 Bay League record and boost an overall record of 9-14. With 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning. Oh, a hard ground ball to the second baseman. Number 37 is Alfonso Romero. He can't beat it. He gets thrown out. And that makes it 3 outs. After 2 complete innings of play, we have a close ball game as the Cougars are edging the Olympians 1-0 as we head into the top of the 3rd inning. This is Alex Manila with Channel 60 bringing you the best of South Bay baseball. Bay League action visiting Olympians against the host Cougars. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back to competitive Bay League action here. Crosstown rivals, Leuzinger Olympians visiting the friendly confines, at least so far, of Hawthorne High School. Opening up the top of the 3rd inning, scoreboard has 2. However, it is number 42. Leadoff batter for the Olympians, Ronald Paradin. Paradin looks at a fastball. Strike 1. Alex Martinez, the pitcher on the rubber. He gets his sign from Maharas. And he kicks and throws, and this one's in the dirt. Nice stop by Jesse Maharas. And Martinez wants another ball. And umpire Pat Moran graciously approves. Puts a more decent ball, more to Martinez's liking. Martinez, a senior, batting in the 8th spot for the Cougars. He has a 1-1 count to the leadoff batter, Ronald Paradin. Paradin hits a ball off Martinez's glove. He recovers, throws to first base, and gets the out. Nice sliding attempt by the center fielder at first base, Ronald Paradin, trying to give the illusion that he was there before the throw. However, comes up unsuccessful for out number 1. Nice reflexes there by the Cougar Lancer as he recovered quickly enough to record the out. Now batting for the Olympians is Hector Aguilar. Hector squats, looks at a first pitch, strike 1, right over the heart of the plate. Martinez appears to be changing speeds. He's taking something off of his fastball, trying to catch the Olympians off balance here. And let's see what he's got next. What is Maharas? He has a low target, and it is fouled off for strike number 2. Martinez has the advantage here. Maharas trying to set up the batter, which has fallen behind. No balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. Top of the 3rd inning action. Cougars lead the ball game temporarily, 1-0. Alex throws and looking, strike 3. See you later. Hector Aguilar goes down looking at a nice breaking ball. Pitch, he slams his bat against the fence. Also does the same with his helmet. A little bit of anger there displayed by the visiting Olympians. Now batting number 45, that's Robert Rodriguez. Rodriguez looks the first pitch a little low, ball 1. And as I just mentioned, the Olympians trying to be consistent, put back-to-back wins as to their Bay League record as they defeated the Cougars 5-3 2 days ago at their home field. 2 balls. Next pitch a little low. Should be 2 balls. Scoreboard only has 1. And let's see what Martinez relays for the count. Fly ball flare to the second baseman. Canal lets it bounce. Short hop, throws first base for the out. Alfonso catches it and records out number 3. After 2.5 innings of play, The Cougars hold on to a 1-0 lead. As we head into the bottom of the third inning, Hawthorne trying to get some insurance runs as the Olympians trying to play catch-up ball. We'll talk to you in just a couple minutes as we take a break in between halves. Okay, we are back to Bay League action at its finest, at least in this crosstown rivalry. Doesn't get any better than this. Olympians trying to be consistent, put back-to-back wins, and the Cougars trying to break a little losing streak. And when you play your crosstown rivals, you get pumped up and you don't even think about streaks. You just think about getting even. And the Cougars are trying to do just that. And the first pitch from one pitcher to another. Strike one. Alex Martinez facing the lefty. Raul Gonzalez rocks and throws, and right back here at me, foul ball. Count is no balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff batter, Martinez. Leadoff, at least in this half inning. He's actually towards the bottom of the lineup. But then again, he must be a pretty decent hitter if he's not batting last. And there's a swing and a miss for out number 1. 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning, and that brings up number 13 for the Cougars. Number 13 is Cisneros. Demis, D-E-M-M-I-S. Could be Demis. Demis. We'll stick with Demis Cisneros. And there's a chopper to the third baseman. He comes up firing over to first base for out number 2. Way to judge the ball there by the third baseman for the Olympians, Hector Aguilar. A little guy with a steady glove. And he's credited with the assist. The put out number 2. And now we go to number 30 for the Olympians. Number 30 is the top of the lineup. Let's see if he comes up swinging like he did to open up the ball game with a stand-up double. First pitch way high. Wild thing. At least he was a wild thing in the Little League years. The senior 13, 14, 15-year-olds at Wilcon Little League. I remember that pitch and a couple others. Raul Gonzalez, good bender left-handed. He's matured just a little. And there is a pitch a little bit up, not as up and as high as the other one. Above the letters, 2 balls, no strikes to De Leon. Alberto De Leon. Lefty on lefty. Curveball in there for strike number 1. And it is difficult as a left-handed batter to hit against a left-handed pitcher because the curveball is coming at you and bending towards the outside part. There's another one in the dirt, though. This one is a 3-1 count by many people, baseball aficionados. 3-1 count gives the batter the advantage. It's a hitter's pitch. Pitcher has to throw a strike or he walks him. 3-1. Let's see how aggressive De Leon is. High fastball, ball 4. Team player. Instead of swinging at that pitch, he takes the base on balls. So with 2 outs, the Cougars have some of the half inning alive. That brings up Filiberto Cano. And the sophomore digs in with his right foot, trying to get on the board. He takes a peek at the catcher's signs, but to no avail. And the lefty takes a look at first. Pickoff attempt. Telegraphed. If this old baseball player can, former baseball player, can pick that up, he's got to vary that move. Let's see if he can turn the page. Try another move. He goes home with it. And the curveball is in there for a strike. Cano offered a fake bunt, brought in the third baseman. Not bunting with 2 outs. Let's see if Hines has the steal sign on. Hit and run. He likes to be creative. And that might be a pickoff. There it is. And back in time is De Leon. He's no fool. He's seen the best of everybody's moves this year. Leads the team in stolen bases. If I had that statistic, I would gladly relay it to you. He got a big lead there, De Leon, and he comes home with it. Pitch out, De Leon goes. The throw to second base, not in time. And De Leon swipes his second base of the ball game. He calls timeout to catch a breather, dust off his uniform, and it looks like he's holding his left kneecap. Might have scraped it a little bit. He's a tough guy. He's got a dirty uniform, and maybe he should put some of that dirt back, and he might be a little lighter, run a little faster. 1-1 count, throw, Canole, attempted bunt. It is fouled off. And that actually was a pretty good idea. It turns into a 1-ball, 2-strike count, because if Canole can get that pitch down, the left side, right or left, both corners were playing back. Might have been a base hit. But we'll never know because it was fouled off. And we have a 1-2 count, 2 strikes. De Leon at second base. Filiberto up the bat for the Cougars. Bottom of the third inning, Hawthorne 1-0 lead. Doug Bender fouled back right at me. And once again, De Leon has to trot back to second base. Scoring position for the Cougars. De Leon once again also leads their team with runs scored, and I know that because I just happened to glance at the statistics earlier. However, I was a late replacement here, and steps off the pitcher. Nothing doing at second base. He licks his fingers, and that's Gonzalez, the lefty. Raul gathers his composure, and facing the little right-hander for the Cougars, Cano, Filiberto, 1-2 pitch, and this one's in the dirt for a 2-2 count. And Hines, thinking of the situation, you relay the sign. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Cougars on the bench making noise, trying to rally on Filiberto. De Leon with a big lead. He takes off. This one's hit to the right side. Looks like it will be a grounder to second base. He bobbles it, and safe at first. Play at home. Safe at home. And it looked like De Leon just barely caught the corner of home plate. He went in standing. The Leuzinger coach calls timeout. And the Cougars now hold a 2-0 lead. There is a huddle at the pitcher's mound. Coach apparently is calling that for defensive purposes because the pitcher seems to be a little bit upset, to put it mildly. And it is a trip nonetheless. So the man with the ball in his hand, the lefty, remains in the ball game. And you don't see that quite often. A head coach coming out to call timeout, wasting a trip to the pitcher, and, you know, pretty much giving a pep talk to the infielders. But nonetheless, that brings up McCoy. Jason McCoy, the left fielder. He looks at the first pitch, knee high, strike 1, says the umpire. And there are 2 outs. 2-0 Cougar lead. Filiberto at first base, taking a decent lead for a little guy. The pickoff attempt. The whole team knew it. Relayed the warning to Cano. And safe at first base. Still 1 strike count to Jason McCoy, the lefty. Goes to left field a lot. Extends. And, boy, this one's going to the right side, and it's foul. High chopper over the first base side, just out of play. And we now have a 2-strike count. Jason McCoy will try to choke up and expand the strike zone, protect, and stay alive. Hopefully fouling pitches off. being disciplined enough to stay off the junk ball, the wicked curveball. And let's see what Gonzalez has to offer. Another curveball. This one's hit to the left side and gloved by the third baseman. Over to first base just in time for out number 3. The Cougars strand a runner, but they gain a run. 2-0. Hawthorne High School lead. Bay League action as we close out 3 innings and we head to the top of the 4th. Olympians coming up to bat, trailing by 2. We'll be right back. Channel 60 here with you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Hawthorne High School. Second game of a Bay League 2-game series. First pitch by Alex Martinez of Hawthorne. Up to the pitcher of Leuzinger High School, Rene Gonzalez. Pitcher on pitcher, let's see who wins this battle. Top of the 4th inning, 2-0 Hawthorne. He swings at it, and he also swings at his helmet, but he connects with both. The ball went foul, the helmet stayed on his head. Okay, we have a 1-1 count. Rene swinging at high balls. Perhaps because he'd like for the opponents to swing at his high balls. Nevertheless, a 1-1 count. Martinez throws to Mijares. This one's hit to right field. A high pop-up to the right side. Camped under is a Cougar right fielder. For a catch at the warning track. That one traveled. Deep, but not deep enough. As the Cougars have one out. That brings up Pepe Peña, first baseman, number 52. Pepe is a senior, one of the top batters and standout pitcher. As he faces Alex Martinez for the Cougars, one out and top of the 4th. First pitch, low, ball 1. And once again, Cougars maintaining a 2-0 advantage. This one is belt high, looking as Pepe, shaking his head, thinking, I should have swung at that. However, he gets another chance. 1-1 count. And the 1-1 count to Pepe. What does Pepe do? He peps it to the left side. Bustos gets a glove on it, cannot recover. Holds on to it, and that is a questionable hit or error. Let me think about that. I'm not the official scorer. However, he did get a glove on it. Didn't come up clean. No matter how much I like that guy, he's only a junior, but he will learn. I'm scoring that in E5. Position 5, third baseman. And Pep is on board on the error. Now batting number 41, Juan Aguilar, the right fielder. Pepe with a pretty decent lead, and Mijares pitches out this time. And we hear a sarcastic chuckle from the Leuzinger dugout, which I don't know who said it, but they said, oh, come on now, it only works once. Well, obviously, it only worked once because when the Cougars pitched out, they threw out the runner. He was hung to dry. However, Pepe taking a conservative lead at first base. 1 ball, no strike count to Aguilar. Aguilar with a whiff. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. And Martinez seems to be hitting his spots. Seems to be in dominant control of his pitches and the count. This one is up, and as soon as I said it, I knew it. I jinxed him. There goes that dominant control. Alrighty then. 2 balls, 1 strike count. 1 out. Let's see if the Olympians have a hit and run play in the mix. Pepe gets a jump, but he's not going nowhere. There's the attempted bunt, and it is fouled off. Count is even 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. In the top of the 4th inning. The Olympians trying to get on the scoreboard and break this shutout. Let's see what Martinez has up his sleeve. 2-2 pitch. There's the pitch. A curveball. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 away. Martinez showing that he has just as a deceiving pitch, a bender, the hook, a curveball in layman's terms, as his counterpart does for Leuzinger. And Gonzalez thinking that's a nifty pitch. But from the other side, right-handed, left-handed, makes no difference. The end result, swing and a miss. The catcher now for the Olympians up to bat. And the catcher is Johnny Mendez, number 51. Now, if anybody knows the strike zone, it should be Mendez because he's the receiver. He's catching it through the strike zone. And he swings at 2 bad pitches right there and makes you wonder, he must like the curveball or he's just swinging to defend. And let's see what this catcher can do with the next pitch. Pepe, nothing doing at first. There's 3 straight curveballs for the out. And perhaps the catcher might have thought a fastball was coming, but that was a pretty good series of pitches. 3 straight curveballs. End result, swing and a miss. Strike 3 for the Olympians as they trail by 2. After 3.5 innings of play, they take the field defensively. The Hawthorne Cougars coming up the bat with a 2-0 lead. First pitch to the Cougars. Opening up the bottom of the 4th inning is Jesse Maharis, ball 1. This fastball in there, backhanded by the shortstop. Sweet play over to first base for out number 1. That was a very smooth play by the slick fielding shortstop, number 44. That's Carl Van Hook. Do or die type of play. Caught in between hops. Had to charge it. Backhanded. Came up with a nice, aggressive, strong throw for out number 1. Now batting number 11 for the Cougars. That's Gerardo Blanco. Blanco stands straight up. Oh, this one just misses the sleeve. He was ready to take the dose. Ball 1. Gerardo willing to sacrifice his body for the team. Just a little bruise, but he gets on base. Like they say, a walk is just as good as a hit. Well, so is a hit by pitch. And he looks at the knees. A curveball just catches the bottom of the strike zone for strike number 1. Count is even, 1 ball, 1 strike. And going back to what I just said, I'll touch on that after this pitch. This one's fouled off for strike number 2. The count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gerardo a little bit upset with his swing. Thought he could have got out in front of it and flared it to right. Well, as I was saying, they always say a walk is just as good as a hit. I don't think so. A walk doesn't help your batting average. Gets you on base, helps your on base percentage, doesn't help you bat 500, 300, 400, whatever. Pitch behind the batter, dug up by the Leuzinger catcher. 2-2 count. Blanco in a situation where he has to swing at anything close because that curveball can just catch the black of the plate, the corner, and that's good enough for a strike. 2-2 pitch. This one's up. And he's not swinging. Blanco, great discipline on the high fastball. 3-2. Count is full. Nobody on base. Bottom of the 4th inning. Curveball hopped over to third base. Checks and throws over for out number 2. 2 defensive outs on the left side. 2 up, 2 down for the Cougars. That brings up Steve Bustos, third baseman for Hawthorne, trying to start a 2-out rally. And we have 2 outs with the pitch in there across the knees for strike 1. And we got Gonzalez throwing the meatball, and it's slapped by Bustos into left field. Base hit for Steve Bustos. And we got Mike Galarza, the main man, calling out the signals in the van. He's the director here. We have 2 outs. Bustos at first base for Hawthorne, getting a pretty nice sizable lead. And there's the pickoff attempt. Safe, plenty of time. Number 37 batting, that's Alfonso Romero, first baseman for the Cougars. And no count to Alfonso. Pitch in there, right across the kneecap. Strike. And we have 2 outs here. Bottom of the 4th inning, 2-0 Hawthorne lead. There's a nice move. That one a little deceiving. A little better move than the previous ones, that the whole team can tell that the Olympian pitcher is telegraphing. And there's Gonzalez with the pitch. This one's up, and it misses, ball 1. And we have a 1-1 count. Steve Bustos on first base. Raul Gonzalez delivers this one also up. And 2-ball, 1-strike count. Raul Gonzalez giving the look of, come on, man, give me a break. It was pretty close. And we have the next offering. This one in there on the inside corner. However, he can't make everybody happy, and Alfonso this time shakes his head. So we have a 2-2 count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bustos better not get that big of a lead. And he does. And this one's in the dirt by the Leuzinger catcher. Kicks up, and Bustos advances unmolested, or uncontested, I should say, to second base. We don't want to offend anybody with that word, because I know in Little League I get yelled at for using that word. But anyways, these are bigger league type of players, no longer little leaguers. 3-2 count. 3-2 count. Let's see what we got here. This one's a curveball laced up the middle. And Van Hook, nice play. Goes to first base in time for the out. Carl Van Hook saves the inning for the Olympians. And we got a nice play by the shortstop. And we got a replay here. High bouncer over the pitcher. And there's Van Hook. The pitch over the pitcher's head. Van Hook comes short, hops it, sticks that glove out, comes up firing. 4 out, number 3. And we are back. Sorry for the delay. You have only missed 2 pitches. Technical difficulties, but we got it in control. 1 ball, 1 strike count. And we have the top of the 5th inning. 2-0 Cougar lead. Number 8 is the batter for the Olympians. That's Walter Parada, second baseman. Parada looks at a beautiful pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And this is first batter for the Olympians in the top of the 5th inning. They trail by 2. Hawthorne 2-0 lead. Curveball waved at for strike 3. And there is 1 away for Alex Martinez, the Hawthorne High School pitcher. And another helmet slammed. And now I know why there's cracks in the helmets. Been a frustrating year for the Olympians. Number 44 now batting. The slick fielding Golden Glove shortstop, Carl Van Hook. Carl looks at strike 1. And we have 1 out and 1 strike. And this was popped up off the screen for strike number 2. And there are 2 strikes to Van Hook. The coach wishing that Van Hook can deliver as he does defensively. However, Van Hook waiting for his 3rd pitch. And that one is a chopper to the second baseman. Filiberto over to first base. 4 out, number 1. Number 2, excuse me. 1 plus 1 is 2, even though I went to Leuzinger and we're at Hawthorne. So, we're all right here. We have 2 outs, obviously, and that brings up a lefty, and that lefty is the leadoff batter for the Olympians, Ronald Peridin. Center fielder trying to get on board. This one is a little low for ball 1. And in case you've just joined us or want a recap of how the Olympians trail, the Cougars got on the board in the first inning. Cano hit a line drive to first base, fielder's choice, RBI. De Leon scored. He was on board on a leadoff first pitch swinging double off the right field fence, and he eventually stole third and scored. Goose eggs in the second inning, and in the bottom of the third inning, Hawthorne scored again. De Leon, Cano with a grounder to second base, which foul ball here. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. And De Leon scored from third base, and that made it 2-0. 0-0 in the 4th inning, and we're into the top of the 5th inning. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs for Ronald Peridin. Alex Martinez with a couple strikeouts to his credit. And so speaking of strikeouts, there's another strike, 1 strike closer to another strikeout. We have a 2-2 count, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Gets the signal from his catcher. And there's the kick, and he fires. Chopper to the right side, looks like a base hit. Whoa, Filiberto dives, and he comes up firing. Safe at first base, nice effort. Beautiful play. And that was a great play by the little second baseman. Only a sophomore, should be on the JVs or Safraj team, but he's up here with the big boys. And that was a great play. Filiberto Cano, number 4. Took away a base hit, however, it ended up being a base hit. Most second basemen don't have that range. However, that was a left-handed batter. If he's a right-handed batter, as close as that was, I think we got an out. Now batting number 48 for Leuzinger. That's Hector Aguilar. Aguilar with 2 outs, and there's a run and the gun. And a fly ball, De Leon going deep to the warning track and just steps away from the fence. That was a shot. And De Leon hauls it in for out number 3. And we should have a replay. And there's the replay. We got Aguilar hitting it deep to right field. Going deep all the way back. De Leon records the catch. Olympians trailing 2-0 as the Cougars come back to you in the 5th inning. And we're into the bottom of the 5th inning. Bottom of the 5th inning, Cougars up to bat, trying to increase their lead 2-0 as they open up the bottom of the 5th inning. We have the first pitch by the lefty. That's Raul Gonzalez for the Olympians in their traveling grays and royal blue. Strike 1. Pitcher to pitcher. Gonzalez throwing to Martinez. Another curveball fouled off. It is a 2-strike count. Once again, 2 strikes to Alex Martinez as the pitcher takes a chance to lick his fingers, regroup his momentum, and here comes the throw. And this was fouled off, but not caught by the catcher, which would have been a foul tip caught for out number 3. However, we just have a foul ball. Martinez, Alex Martinez stays alive. No outs. Bottom of the 5th inning. There's a Cougar swing and a Cougar foul ball. Alex Martinez battling up there, battling just to stay alive, battling to get on base, hopefully, for Hawthorne, and Coach Jeff Hines, the third base coach. John Coleman at the helm of the visiting Olympians. Martinez looks at one, hits it to right field, though he swings. It goes through the right fielder's glove. He had it in the glove, and it just went out of his reach, just went by him. And Martinez is aboard on the error. The Olympian right fielder, Juan Aguilar, probably thought he was going to do another Raul Mondesi type of play, which he did earlier when he threw out Cano in the first inning. However, De Leon scored. And we have timeout by the Hawthorne bench. Only to retrieve Martinez's warm-up jacket, windbreaker, I should say. Pitcher has to try to stay warm under these windy, sunny conditions, so he doesn't cramp up and just keep that little layer of perspiration going. And we have nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Cougar number 13, junior Demis Cisneros, trying to move Martinez over. Here's the square for the bunt. Pickoff attempt, not in time. So Jeff Hines, the head coach in his 4th year for Hawthorne, apparently has given Cisneros the bunt sign to sacrifice him over. He squares, and he lets it go. This one just barely makes the strike zone. Umpire hesitated a little there, but it was probably borderline, and the pitcher was rushing in. Third baseman was charging. To no avail, strike 1. Martinez on first base, getting a very small lead. He steps off. I don't know why there's a pickoff, because he's practically glued to first base, and most pitchers are not the fastest of runners. And we have a delivery. Oh, this was a shot by third base into left field. Martinez rounding second base. He's going to third base. He's huffing. He's puffing. He's going into third base, and standing at second base is number 13 for the Cougars, Demis Cisneros. And we have a replay on that one. Cisneros chops at a high pitch, just flies by the third baseman and into left field for a base hit. And we have De Leon, leadoff batter for the Cougars, wearing number 30 on his dirty uniform. Scoring position, Cougars, second and third base. This one a little low. And De Leon last time drew the base on balls, but I'm pretty sure he wants pull something to the right side to get some RBIs. This one stopped on a hop by the Leuzinger catcher, and he sucked it up. Johnny Mendez, nothing's got by him yet, but one wild pitch. And we got once again the lefty Raul Gonzalez on the hill for the Olympians. There's a nice curveball. Nothing De Leon can do but stare at it. Well, he could have flared it out to left field and extended, but he chose not to. Probably thought it was going to break outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. This one is outside and low. 3 balls and 1 strike count. De Leon, usually a team player, likes to draw the base on balls. And one of the fastest ones, him and McCoy on the team. 3-1 pitch, hitter's pitch. That's a hitter, and it goes into right field. This one by Pepe at first base. It goes way to right field. This could be an inside the park home run. And it is a ground rule double. That is a controversial play, and Hines will go and argue in defense of his speedy base runner. And here comes Hines. And I guess he changes his mind and says, well, I made the ground rule, and I guess we got to go by it. That is a tough call. Ground rule double. No replay on that. Don Davis, the base umpire, rose his hands. Pat Moran also called infield ground rule double. 2 runs score. And this is a nice fancy footwork by Don Davis. Van Hook checks third. Can't get De Leon, but he opts to go to first base for the guaranteed out, which almost wasn't guaranteed. And Cano is retired on the ground ball to shortstop. Score that 6-3. Position shortstop 6 to first baseman, the 3rd position, for those of you not in the know of scorekeeping. That brings up Jason McCoy now. And there's a check to third base. Raul Gonzalez taking his time. And the Hawthorne Cougars increased their 2-0 lead to 4-0. And that pitch is a ball. So, De Leon scored the first 2 runs of the game, and now he knocks in the last 2 runs, apparently, if those are the last 2 runs, which the Leuzinger faithful don't hope it is. Olympian right fielder under it. We have a tag. Yes, we do. From third base. Here comes a throw. Home for the tag. He got that helmet. And De Leon tries to plead that he's innocent and was not touched. I heard it. He didn't feel it. Nice play. Double play. Nice strong throw by the right fielder for Leuzinger. And that was Juan Aguilar with the line drive throw. And the catcher for the Olympians, Johnny Mendez, with a tag on the helmet. That was a beautiful play. And we will come back to more action. Bay League action at its finest, crosstown rivals. Hawthorne hosting Leuzinger as they take a commanding, for now, 4-0 lead into the 6th inning. We'll be back. Okay, welcome back, sports fans, and all of you Lawndale Channel 60 viewers. Welcome to the last Bay League game of the season. Hawthorne High School on defense. Alex Martinez, their pitcher, going into the top of the 6th inning. And there's a line drive grounder. Chopper to shortstop. Over to first base. Alfonso holds on at first base for the out. Nice glove work by number 13, Cisneros. And that was number 45 for the Olympians, Robert Rodriguez. Now up to bat, the left-hander. Lefty, 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 number 46. Raul Gonzalez trying to help out his own cause as he trails 4-0 along with his teammates. Hawthorne, oh, there's a shot going deep. This one's off the fence or over. It is. Goodbye, Mr. Rawlings. It's out of here. And he goes into a slow trot. That was Raul Gonzalez. And he's still looking at the ball. He taunts the right fielder for Leuzinger. He's trying to get as much out of this as he can. He's milking it. And unsportsmanlike as it is, he records the home run. And he breaks the shutout. Leuzinger on the scoreboard 4-1 as they trail by only 3. And Martinez was tagged hard with that one. It was a bomb. And right now, Raul Gonzalez is the bomb because he broke the shutout and he's their pitcher. He's got the RBI. Now batting number 52, Pepe Pena. He looks at ball 1. Martinez trying to start over, trying to gather his composure, and just put that home run behind him. Let's see if the Olympians could capitalize on that and gather some kind of momentum. There's Pepe with a bleeder to right field. Right center field to be exact. And De Leon comes up and throws the second base. The coach talking to the catcher, Mejares, saying, where was that pitch? Well, it was there. But Pepe reached, lunged, and got the base hit. Back-to-back base hits. And we have a little replay on that little popcorn fart. I mean, that's what my Leuzinger coach used to, the late Dennis Bowman used to call that. Little bleeder, a flare, fly ball that just falls for a hit. Now batting number 41, Juan Aguilar, pickoff attempt. Pepe back in time. So the Olympians putting together consecutive hits. 1 home run by the pitcher Gonzalez to break the shutout here in the top of the 6th inning. Martinez delivers a strike. Mejares with the throw, not in time. Safe at second base. The Olympians have their first stolen base, their first home run, their first hit, a lot of first, and their first run. And they recorded their first Bay League win 2 days ago, trying to put together 2 wins. But the Cougars have other plans as they want to split the 2-game series and finish the season with a win. Bragging rights on the line. This one's in the dirt, and Pepe stays at second base. Does not want to test Jesse Mejares' strong right arm. Nice stop by the catcher. And we have a 1-1 count. And it looks like the Olympians are a couple hits away from tying up this ball game. Alex Martinez with a high set. He pauses at his chest. He looks, double take at second base, kick and throw. Foul ball in the box. Off of the numbers 41 on the batter's back of the uniform. Now the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes in Martinez's favor. And we have Gonzalez at second base. And Juan Aguilar, the right fielder, in the batter's box, trying to move Pepe over or knock him in. There's a high pitch. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And we got John Coleman, the head coach, in his first year for Leuzinger High School in the city, the great, beautiful city of Lawndale. Not to say that Hawthorne isn't beautiful, and I'm sure they are in their own rights. 2-2 count. And there's the bender looking. Strike 3. See ya later. Another strikeout and another thrown bat. And maybe another tossed helmet. And the coach calls timeout. We have a pinch hitter, number 50 for the Olympians. Number 50 is Chris Faunia. Faunia, it says here. Number 50, Chris. So Coach Coleman trying to mix things up, and somebody isn't doing too hot. Let's replace him with somebody on the bench that might want it a little bit more and has been doing pretty good in practice this week, or perhaps did well a couple days ago. 2 outs. This pitch is up for ball 1. And this game is moving right along for a 3:15 game. It is 4:45 on a Thursday afternoon. And once again, this game being shown tonight at 9 o'clock. Also will be shown this Sunday, the 17th. After the Little League game, Lawndale Little League's game, we show the future at both levels. The Little Leaguers and now the semi-big leaguers, 9:30 p.m. Sunday, and again next Thursday, the 19th at 9:30. Pepe breaks. It's a pop fly to the right side. Pepe better run. There's 2 outs. Second baseman Filiberto under it. Squeezes it for the catch. 3 away. The Olympians, we play 7 innings here, for those of you that don't know, and maybe guessing. That was the top of the 6th inning. We head into the bottom of the 6th. 4-1. Olympians get on the scoreboard, but they trail by 3 as we come back to Bay League Baseball. Hawthorne Cougars in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Leuzinger on defense. First pitch in the bottom of the 6th inning to Maharis. The catcher is strike 1. That little rinky-dink curveball is working for both pitchers. Strike 1 to number 7, the Cougars. Maharis, a ground ball to the shortstop. And there's the easy money at first base, but the throw is off. The glove was there, but the arm was off its target. Van Hook with the error on the throw. 4-0, 4-1, I should say. And we have a replay on that. Van Hook makes the sure-handed fielding play. And the throw a little bit off target. There's the error. A little bit wide of first base. And we have a change. We have a change by Jeff Hines, the mentor for the Cougars, as he will have number 24 running for the catcher, Jesse Mijares, which is a pretty smart move because number 24 is a junior and first baseman, number slight thinner frame than Mijares. Not to say that he's fat, but he's just big bone and filled out frame there. First pitch to number 12 is Gustavo Singh. He is also a new batter. And number 24 is Marcos Megana at first base. Foul ball. Count is 1-1 for Hawthorne High School as they right now attain a 3-run lead in the bottom of the 6th inning. One more inning left to play, or should I say perhaps only 3 more outs after this inning left, because there's a pickoff play. And for those of you that don't know the sport too well, when you're the home team and you have the lead, you don't have to bat in the bottom of the 7th. And just let the visitors make an attempt. If they don't catch it, that's the ball game. Everybody leaves home early. But if they trail or it's tied, then we have the home team batting last. We play a complete 7 innings. The game is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cougars with a base runner at first base. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. The curveball works once again in effect for Gonzalez as he records the strikeout. In between innings, I'm going to get some of the stats for the pitchers to give them their credit. 1 away. That brings up number 6, Steve Bustos. He got a base hit last time at bat. Down to left field. There's one to the right side. That might be a double play. Check, nothing at second. Over first base. And out number 2. There's the ground ball to the second baseman. And we have a replay on that? I think we do. And there's the ground ball. Bustos trying to beat it out, but to no avail. Second baseman makes the throw for the out. 2 away. We're on the same page, and that brings up number 37, Alfonso Romero. First baseman for the Cougars. This one's too close for comfort. Just a bit inside, as they say in the movies. And technically, it hit him because it grazed the uniform. It did make a solid contact, but it did graze the uniform. The uniform is tucked in, so that is considered part of the body, such as a tag. And the throws considered hit by pitch. Cougars now have base runners on second and first, two away. We have a probable timing play. And number 23, we have timeout. 23, Alex Martinez. Alex Martinez, the pitcher for the Cougars, looks like he's going to go the distance coming up to bat. And one pitcher to another. A curveball. Woo, the breeze sure felt good. Nice swing, but comes up empty. Strike one. And let's see if we have a fastball or if he keeps it consistent with the junk. There's a tailing pitch. Perhaps a screwball. And we have a 1-1 count. Martinez looking to make contact. Looking to get another run perhaps, because you never know, the Olympians. And another foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I mentioned that the situation we had here was a timing play. Timing as in not to look at your watch and see what time it is, but for those of you that aren't too familiar with baseball's technical aspect, timing play means that the runner on second base could come in and score if there is an out being made. If the out is recorded before he crosses home plate, not a force out, but a base hit and a play on the guy on first base or the batter is being made, then we have the run not to score. The count is 2-2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the pinch runner on second base could technically score if there is not an out made before he crosses home plate. There's the curveball. It is fouled. Jeff Hines makes the catch. And we have the same count. Count is even, 2-2. The Olympians trying to get their 4th win of the Bay League. They currently have a 3-10 record in Bay League and an overall record of 9-14. If they win today, they go into double figures with a 10-14 clip. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and the Cougars will go into the top of the 7th, the final 7th inning with a 3-run lead. Olympians trying to tie this game or win it as they come up to bat in the top of the 7th. 4-1, Hawthorne advantage. Okay, we are back to the final 7th inning. Top of the 7th inning. Last chance for the Olympians. Hawthorne on defense in their white, scarlet, and gold. They hold a 4-1 lead. 3. And we have the leadoff hitter opening up the top of the 8th inning for Leuzinger is number 8, Parada. Walter Parada, to be exact. And here goes Martinez. Ball in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes to Parada. And I did a little quick maneuvering and tallied up a couple strikeouts. Martinez has 6 strikeouts to his credit so far. Next pitch is in the dirt, and that is not Tiger Woods up there, so he's not golfing, and there's 3-0 count. Oh, okay. For those of you that want to be enlightened with some second language information, and there's a strike for Parada. And Parada, the last name, in Tagalog, Filipino, means parking. So you've just been educated by Alex Manila. And my last name Manila is not like the Philippines because I have 2 L's and they have 1, the capital of the Philippines. Thank you very much. 3-2 count. And thank you to the bilingual people in the Channel 60 truck. Mike Galarza leading the ESL class there. The 3-2 count. Martinez throws, and there's a chopper. Oh, a high hopper over the shortstops. The shortstop and the Olympians are still alive. That's a base hit there for Parada. Parada, Parada parks it. Parking, he parks it over the shortstop. A high AstroTurf bounce. This was a chopper, and it goes way over a Super Bowl type of bounce into left field, left center to be exact. Now number 44, Carl Van Hook, the bottom of the lineup for Leuzinger. He calls timeout, and he gets it, or he asks for timeout. And the Cougars looking for a double play here. Van Hook calls timeout to go over some strategy with his head coach, John Coleman, in his first year. Going through a rough season. However, he has a lot to look forward to because a lot of these players are underclassmen, juniors, sophomores, and, you know, a couple seniors. They'll be gone. But Leuzinger should be a lot better next year. And there's a low strike. But then again, Van Hook is a short guy, so that's strike one. Martinez catches the knees. I mentioned that Martinez has 6 strikeouts to his credit. I should not safe at first base on the pickoff attempt. Martinez should not leave out Gonzalez. Raul Gonzalez, the pitcher for Leuzinger, has 4 strikeouts to his record of stats. Strike one to Van Hook. And big lead at first. There he goes. There's a fly ball to the right side. The hit and run does not work. Right fielder comes up. Thank you for the catch. And we have one away. Okay, one away. The hit and run does not work. Coleman was hoping that his runner would keep going to second and the ball hit would be a base hit. And that way it would allow the runner to keep going to third base. But it did not work. It backfired. And with one out, the Olympians still have a base runner on first base. And there's a pickoff attempt, not quite in time. Parada dives back. And that brings up number 42. Number 42 is the leadoff batter, Ronald Paradin. And there's a pickoff, maybe, and they got him that time. Plenty of daylight. There's a pickoff, and it finally worked. Nice pickoff attempt by Alex Martinez. A nice tag by Alfonso Romero. And number 8, Parada, got off a little too far, as you can tell on the replay. And nice tag, sweep it. Hung to dry. He was a goner. That was beautiful. Beautiful camera work, too. Excellent. Channel 60. Tom Strickfaden with the shot. Flare. Fly ball to the left side. Foul territory. And there's the catch. And that's the out. That is the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. And we have a victory for Hawthorne High School. 4-1. Hawthorne retaliates and avenges the loss a couple days ago, 5-3 at Leuzinger, and they are victorious today, 4-1. The Olympians fall to the Cougars. The Cougars are now 4-10. They close out the Bay League with a 4-10 record, and they reach double digits. 10-14 is their overall record for Coach Jeff Hines and the rest of the crew. And for the Olympians, unfortunately, they got their first Bay League win the other day, and they get another loss. Their Bay League record is 1-13, and an overall record of 5-13. So plenty of improvement for the Olympians to make next year as they return a lot of players. And for the Cougars, no playoffs for them, which usually they do go, but they finish out the season with a win. Good night now. Okay, for everybody at Channel 60, Mike Galarza and Tom Strickfaden and everybody, the whole crew, this is Alex Manila saying thank you for joining us in the last game of the season, a Bay League game which the Cougars were victorious. Crosstown rivalry. Well, next time you see us will be next year during football season. Stick with us and hang in there with Channel 60, your #1 high school sports television place to watch. Good night now.